Dudes, it's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. Today we're covering the best dog in all of Warframe, the Huras Kubrow. This Kubrow is extremely useful and powerful for high-level missions and keeping your favorite caster frames alive. We've got some top 10 lists where this dog was near the top of the list, but yeah, we got a dedicated video today for the Huras Buck and what to use this dog for in Warframe, because there's a lot of good frames and synergies to use with this dog. So let's hop right into this video. Before we do, though, make sure to sub this channel, daily Warframe video uploads. Expect dev stream bingo predictions on Thursday and the dev stream overview and maybe even a borrow video on Friday. And then we got the double credit weekend starting on Friday, too. It's going to be a good Warframe weekend for sure. All right, but I got not a ton of time today, so let's get right into this dog video. So, as far as Kubrows go in Warframe, we got like 5 or 6 Kubrows, and this is the invisible Kubrow, the Huras Kubrow. Why is it so good? Well, one of the main features of this dog is that it makes its owner invisible and itself invisible, but while it's invisible, it can actually attack, unlike pretty much every other companion in the game. So yeah, while it's invisible, it will be attacking from its own invisibility, so you're not like using a cloaking or anything like that. Additionally, this dog will make you invisible even when your frame doesn't have an invisibility skill. You've seen the background footage. Sevagoth is extremely good with this dog, keeping us invisible while we nuke the entire map, and making it where survivability is amazing. Like, we don't even need to really have survivability mods on the build because we just walk around invisible. Enemies aren't going to see you because abilities are usually silent, and Sevagoth's destruction abilities are silent. So yeah, it's pretty much completely free. So yeah, another thing too is you might be like, wow, okay, I have Shade Prime. What's so good about this thing compared to Shade Prime? Well, I could go on a long list of why it's better than Shade Prime, but one of them, and the best reason, is it can run the Retriever mods. It is a beast companion. Retriever mods give you a chance to double up loot, including Steel Essence. You're basically a time wizard with that mod equipped. It's getting double the amount of loot you'd be getting in that amount of time. So now we've established all that stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about the builds and show off this dog in the sim. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what's happening back because I'm using Sevagoth to nuke everything, and the dog is nuking things too, and we're invisible. So kind of hard to see. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop in the sim here. I'll also show the Sevagoth build off too. Alright, so as far as the dog here, we have the Huras Kubrow, and this one's named Buck. And he's got a lot of damage. We look at his claws right now. It only says 20% crit chance and 3.5 multiplier and 21% status. But if we use the right mod combinations, we can actually link to our primary for crazy stats. Let's see if the UI is going to cooperate with me here. Okay, so there we go. Once we get our links properly going here, we have a 163% crit chance, 11.2 multiplier, and 381% status chance, with it being 12,000 base damage, only DOTs, electric and slash. So guaranteed triple guaranteed triple DOT procs, and also it's going to be like an orange crit most of the time too. The way we do that is we actually link to our primary with the highest status chance and crit chance weapon, the Paris Prime Incarnate. Okay, so let's talk about these builds. Well, actually, let's first show it in the sim so you can actually see what's happening here. Okay, so I've got Sevagoth on right now. He's really good at buffing dogs. These guys are simulated level 10,000s. I'm just going to give him a little bit of crit debuff for our dogs. There's these 7 electric procs already. These guys should all just be toast, basically. So yeah, that's what you can kind of expect with the dog. Now, that is with Roar. To be fair, that's with Roar. The dog is going to be doing almost that much damage without Roar, but yeah, with Roar it does even more. And then it's got AoE built in, too. So we can just take care of the entire area really easily. And as you can see, I'm also invisible, so enemies had no chance of shooting at me, even if they were not paused. Okay, so if you want to replicate that, here's the builds for all this stuff. So as far as the dog build, there's some mods you can replace on this build for sure. Like, you don't really necessarily need calculator redirection, but the reason I got this shield capacity mod on here is that we have so many shields on our dog that the dog has 2.5 seconds of invincibility when its shield breaks. And since it's an invisible dog, if the enemy is not shooting at it, the shield breaks, it's invincible 2.5 seconds. As long as it doesn't get shot until its shield regen again, it's going to be a really hard to kill dog. And if it does go down, we have the Momentous Bond mod right here. Killing Eximus will bring the dog back from the dead, basically. And since we're playing Sevagoth, we can destroy everything really easily, and that should be including an Eximus. But yeah, as far as the star of the show here, we got the Stalk mod. That's the cloaking ability of the Huras Kubrow. The other ability, I don't remember what it's called, Hunt. It will drag a target, dealing damage to enemies in the past. Don't use that ability. Just use this one, Stalk. And then also got the Fetch mod right here. It will make it where it's gathering up loot for you. Very helpful. But yeah, the Stalk mod, you will break invisible if you shoot a gun, but most abilities do not break the invisibility. So it's a top tier dog for sure. Next, we got Synth Deconstruct. The dog will damage enemies and cause health orbs to drop. This is not really the best on our Sevagoth build, but if you're running any kind of equilibrium frame, this gives you extra orbs throughout the mission. It also auto-reloads your weapons too, which is pretty helpful. But you could definitely replace this mod with like a different mod, like Astral Bond is a decent one. So the thing about Astral Bond is that you will cause void damage. If you do your operator void damage, it will cause your dog to do void damage, and your dog can kill level 10,000 Ghost Thrax. It's actually a thing that can happen, and I've shown it in previous videos too if you want to check out my Jade video. But yeah, if you run Void Cascade, consider Astral Bond maybe over Synth Deconstruct. Contagious Bond, this makes the dog have AoE attacks on its claws. So when an enemy dies affected by status procs from the dog, it will cause a 9-meter AoE with those procs. So and we're doing guaranteed electric and slash procs, so it's like AoE DOTs, which is kind of nice. Extremely important mod, this is why Shade is just nowhere near as good. Resourceful Retriever, 18% chance to double resources picked up. So get me that double Steel Essence, get me that double Oracle Cells, Argon Crystals, whatever you need to pick up. It's a chance on every pickup. And it also works on Void Traces too. Mecha Recharge is part of the Mecha mod set. Now keep in mind, the Mecha mod set is not actually functioning properly the way it's supposed to. It's supposed to make it where the cooldown of the AoE marking goes down as you put more mods on the mod set. But until the old piece update, it does not work currently. So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, this is going to give the dog more shield regen. Again, we have that 2.5 seconds invincibility. This will make the shield regen faster. We can get back that invincibility time. But yeah, what it's supposed to do, companion will mark an enemy every 45 seconds for 6 seconds. Killing the enemy will cause AoE of 15 meters. It goes up to like 30 meters when it's fully maxed out. But yeah, the mod set's currently broken, so just keep that in mind. Tenacious Bond gives you more critical damage if your dog has enough crit chance. You don't necessarily need this when your dog is doing all the work, but this is not really the dog doing all the work. If you want to have a fully dedicated dog build, this Dante dog build might be more up your alley, where everything is focused on the dog getting big damage. We got Hunter Command, giving the dog more damage, Hunter Recovery, have the dog heal you on hit. There's lots of good mods you can throw on here, but yeah, this is the main one I usually use. And as I said, Momentous Bond, killing an Eximus will bring the dog back to the dead. Also, killing an Eximus will give the dog a random element, which can be even more DOTs for your dog. And the last one here, Prime Animal Instinct, helps you see loot from across the map. Good to pick up that endo. But again, this mod could also be replaced. Maybe you don't think that's necessary. We have enough shield to reinforce Bond for more fire rate for your frame. We got Mystic Bond for some free ability casts here and there. And the list goes on. Whatever Bond mod sounds like it's more your kind of mod, go for it. You can also even run a mod like Loyal Companion, causing you to not die as much, hopefully. But for this build, you should never actually die. For the claw builds here, as I stated, guys, you do want to have a primary stat stick to buff your dog's claws, but here's what I've got right now. So we've got Mecha Overdrive and Hunter Synergy. These mods are linked to our dog, or sorry, to our primary to give the dog these crazy stats. So Hunter Synergy, primary weapon, crit chance added to the companion. So big crit chance to the primary, big crit chance to the dog. Also gives the dog more damage effect on enemies affected by slash procs, which is not super important. Mecha Overdrive is the same thing, but basically for status chance, it also gives the dog more status duration. So 6% of the primary weapon status chance added to the companion. And as you can see, we got a lot of status chance here. So between that status duration and Frenzied Posture status duration, we have an increase of like 170% status duration. You could run whatever posture mod you want, but you do not want to run Elusive Posture or the dog will not attack. But if you're running a build where it's like the dog is basically just hanging out with you, making you invisible, you could run this mod to help the dog stay alive. But yeah, Frenzied Posture is good. Assassin's Posture is good. Balance, I mean, they're all pretty good, I guess. I just don't really like the Protector Posture that much or Persistent Posture. I like Frenzied Posture, Assassin's Posture, Balance Posture, and then Elusive Posture. But I'm sticking with Frenzied Posture for now. I found this one is pretty consistent at actually attacking things. And as far as the mods on here, we got Shocking Claws to make the dog do electric damage. You can do any of these that are DOT focused. You can do Sepsis Claws to bypass shields. You can do Burning Claws to cause fire procs. But I like Electric Claws, Shocking Claws, because this will also work with Archon Stretch. Yeah, it's weird that Shock Collar doesn't work, but this one does work with Archon Stretch. But we're not even using Archon Stretch in this build. Bite for big crit chance of crit damage. Maul for big damage. Precision Conditioning to make all of your damage for your claws into slash, to make it where it's so all those slash procs. Call of the Week for Condition Overload for dogs. And Immunity Resist for status damage for dogs. Since we're doing all status procs, that's really, really good. As far as the build I got on Sevagoth right now, full Archon Tau Strength, Power Strength shards. We've got Roar from Rhino. This is a build meant to nuke down enemies. So, yeah, we've got lots of range. We've got lots of Power Strength to get that one-shot territory with Roar and his Augment mods. And, yeah, Prime Flow to cast more abilities. As far as the Paris here, this is going to be used to buff the dog, not to actually be used to kill enemies. So we've got Deadly Pace, Ardent Trigger, and the most important perk, Elemental Balance. Now, if you have the Paris Prime Incarnon, you want to make sure you have this Visage Ball Augment mod, because only the Paris Prime can run this, and this makes the Paris Prime even further the best with the Status Chance department. So a Status Chance Augment in the Exilus slot, very, very helpful. But yeah, every mod on this build is going to be Status Chance or Crit Chance. So Crit Chance here, Status Chance in basically every other slot, and you want to have a Status Chance, Crit Chance Ribbon ideally. Yeah, this does work on the dog technically too. So yeah, make sure you got as much Status Chance, Crit Chance as you can, and the dog will benefit from that. As far as the other weapons, I got the Lex Prime Incarnon for no reason. There's a build I got on it. The Praetos Prime I got equipped for mobility reasons. The weapon was not even used. Again, if you're attacking with a weapon, you're doing this wrong. So you want to make sure that the dog is like the accomplice to your ability cast. So yeah, with all that being said, is this still the best dog? You know it is, dude. Buck is the best dog. He is very good at killing level 10,000s. He's very good at, buffing you up. So, yeah, good combo right here, Buck and Sevagoth. As far as other combinations for the Huras Kubrow, Noko is very good with the Huras Kubrow because Noko is going to be using Arcane Crepuscular to be invisible with his ult, or with his, to buff his ult. So that's a good one. Another friend that's good with invisible is Zaku, to go invisible and then have your infinite gun stuff. Your void guns just gunning everything down. That's very good. You'll stay invisible with the dog on that one. Garuda is very good. I mean, the list goes on. There's a lot. Any frame that's like can basically go abilities only is very good with this Kubrow. Expect a new Garuda video in the future, by the way. So yeah, stay invisible with him. Just keep nuking over and over again. It's pretty straightforward and fun. So hopefully this video is helpful to somebody out there. Get this dog. If you don't have it already, it will be very helpful for you in level 10,000. If you're trying to get into level 10,000 missions, you can do like this Sevagoth build or the Zaku build from my previous videos, or maybe the Jade build. Honestly, guys, there's so many frames that are good with this. It's more like which frames aren't good. And the answer to that one is what frames that need to use weapons to kill are not as good with this because you'll lose the invisibility. So yeah, frames like Sevagoth love this. Frames like maybe like Wukong wouldn't like this as much. So I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate your support. Have a great Thanksgiving if you're in the US or whatever. And see you guys next time. Peace.